YouTube, what's poppin', man? It's your boy Ink in the Brain. We back at it like a bad habit, man. Shout out to everybody who's tuning in. So today, um, I'm gonna revisit the story, all right? Because I previously did a video on this. YouTube didn't like the video. They age restricted it, which I really didn't. I really didn't care at all. I still don't care. But I have more followers now, and that video it only had like 9 views. So, and I don't even know why they age restricted it. I mean, I have an idea why, but I'm gonna double back. I'm gonna double back on the story, y'all. You know what I mean? Because this is a cautionary tale for y'all players who tuning into the Ink in the Brain channel, man. Y'all need to be aware of who y'all dealing with when it comes to the woman you're dealing with. You feel me? Because my boy Memphis, who I met when I was down, you feel me? He got caught up in a bad situation dealing with a chick, which everything could have been avoided in my opinion, but this is a teachable moment, so I'm gonna revisit the video and I'm gonna try to utilize, non-foul language and try to tone things down a little bit because, I watched last year, I was cursing a lot, I was, so I'm gonna tone it down a little bit, but y'all gonna get the gist of it. You dig what I'm saying? All right, so I'm on the 3 yard, right? So we still on the 3, man. We still on the 3 yard, and I'm gonna transition to the 2 yard real soon. But we still on the 3. So, all right, so boom. So we all in building 11, right? We all catch COVID. Everybody gets sick. So they test us and everything, and well, it was like a few of us didn't get sick, but the ones who got sick, they moved us to building 10. So, all right, cool. So, me and my celly, we pack up our stuff. So, we head over to building 10. So, I remember when we walked over to building 10, because, okay, let me kind of paint the scene for you. So, when you move from like dorm to dorm and things like that, you know what I mean? You're going to have everybody's race is going to help them move and shit like that. So, when I was, me and my celly, we was moving over to 10. Some of the brothers was helping us move and shit. And when I'm moving, we carrying our stuff in the building 10. I actually see Memphis outside. And but I didn't know who he was at first though. You feel me? Because I just got to the yard like when I test positive. I think like less than 30 days. But he outside, he hella big, he all tatted, you feel me? He like 5'9". He not tall, but he like 5'8", 5'9". He hella yoked though. He like 225, 230. So I walk in, he like, hey man, what's up, kid, folk? I'm like, man, what's happening, man? Oh, okay, nothing, chilling. So positive vibe, you feel me? But still, I don't know who he is. Fast forward, I want to say that night, because we moved in, and then I remember me and my celly was watching TV. We was on the bottom. That's crazy. Because in the prison, it's downstairs and upstairs. If you're celly, you got the upstairs, you got the downstairs, you feel me? So I'm on the downstairs, so I call it the bottom thing on the downstairs. Because I had the TV, my celly didn't, so I let him watch my TV, so we share the TV. So Memphis walked up that night, like, oh man, what's happening, man? Yeah, I seen y'all earlier, man. What's happening, man? Y'all good? That's pretty. He had stopped through to see if he was good. Like, man, y'all good? Y'all need anything? I'm like, nah. But I rock with his energy though. You feel me? I rock with his energy. So I'm like, nah, we good, bro. Like, what's up though? You need something? Feel me? Cause like I said, I'm the type of person, bro. Like, if somebody needs something in the joint, I'll toss them some soups or some tuna or whatever. You feel me? A protein shake if you work. You know what I mean? Whatever. Cause to me, it ain't no big deal. You feel what I'm saying? What the hell is $1 or 33 cents for a soup? Like, that shit ain't nothing. You know what I mean? And people have the misconceived notion that when you get in the prison, like, you gotta be straight on point and you gotta be a robot and you can't help a brother out. Like, nah, it ain't like that, man. You know what I mean? Obviously, use your best judgment. You feel me? But nigga like me, bro, I'll toss somebody 5 soups. If a new nigga on the yard, he ain't got nothing, I'll toss him 5 soups, a soap, you know what I mean? And be like, bro, I don't want shit back. Just, you know what I mean? Have a meal, because I've been there before. I was starving as hell when I first hit the joint, when I first hit the yard. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't eating nothing really. In our hamburger, I was eating a little bit better, but that's neither here nor there. But, so yeah, so I'm like, man, you need something? Like, oh, no, I'm good, man. And then he like, he asked the regular question, man, what y'all down for? How much time y'all got? I'm like, oh man, I only got two, man. I only got a little two, a little two piece. Marcelli had 2.5. Man, what about you, bro? Man, I got 15, man. Yeah, they hit me with a 15 ball. I mean, that was his exact words, his exact way he said it. Yeah, I got 15, man. They hit me with a 15 ball. I said, damn, because the way he said it was so nonchalant. He just like, but he already been down for 4 years, so he got used to it. He already, So, but I'm like, damn, you got 15? Like, yeah, man, they hit me with a manslaughter or negligent. No. I think it was manslaughter. He's like, yeah, they hit me with manslaughter, man. I'm like, oh, sheesh. I'm like, damn, buddy. I'm like, all right, man. But he's like, all right, man. Yeah, I'm just stopping by, just chopping up, man. Y'all be smooth. Feel me? So that was my first real interaction with Memphis. And then as the days goes on, we go to chow in the morning. Everybody lining up. Every race lines up with their race. So, the black folks, we lining up. We all outside posted up before we had to line up to walk the chow. And I see Memphis. I'm like, man, what's up, bro? All right, good. You good, man? All right, cool. Hey, man, you see that game last night? Oh, yeah, man, the Lakers, man, because he's a Laker fan. Yeah, man, AD, man, he missed that shot, man. What the hell? What's going on, man? Ah, man, you feel me, man? Hey, you know how AD come, man. You know what I mean? He probably still hurt from last year. He talking crazy. We talking shit, swallow spit. You feel me? So I'm rocking with Memphis. You feel me? And I could just tell the way his cell was set up and how he was moving, bro. He's conditioned to doing his time. I'll put it like that. But real cool dude, real down to earth guy, man. Real down to earth. You know what I'm saying? A lot of charisma. You can tell he had a mouthpiece on him and shit like that, right? So boom. So the days go on, the weeks go on, the months go on, right? And like I stayed to myself. I'm on my business, but once we work out a few times, because we in the mop closet doing burpees back and forth, because he see me working out and shit like that. And to be honest, Memphis, he didn't work out like that. But me and the other little partner, my partner QP, we used to kind of force him a little bit. I mean, you ain't gonna force Memphis to do shit because he's staying on his own 10 toes, and you ain't gonna force that nigga to do shit. But he worked out with us, you feel me? So, man, one day, so I'm like, hey man, I'm like, so you know what I mean? So like, what happened? Like, how'd you catch your 15? Man. So he told me the story for me. So this is the story, right? And again, this ain't to glorify nothing. This is just for y'all to peep notes on how things can pan out when you're playing. You out here having rotations. You feel what I'm saying? You doing with different women. Things like this can happen, right? So basically what happened was he messing with this chick, right? He messing with this chick, and but he has several other women. You know what I'm saying? Like Memphis, he running through them. Like he's the prototypical guy who has his way with women. You hear how men complain about Pookie so much. Like, women always choose Pookie and Ray Ray, and I'm right here. I'm a good guy, but you always sleeping with Pookie and Ray Ray and having children by Pookie and Ray Ray. This is who I'm talking about. Memphis is a Pookie and Ray Ray in that regard. You feel me? So he dealing with the chick. He rocking with her tough. You feel what I'm saying? And she has a kid. She has a son. And pretty much, without getting too far in depth, she rocking with him way more than he rocking with her. And he has side bitches and everything. You feel me? So one night, she slides through. They do what they do. He gets a text from a side bitch, and he gonna have her pull up. So he kind of like, I don't want to say kick her out, but he like, all right, yeah, our night's over with, you know what I mean? And she kind of catch wind to it, you feel me? She like, man, hold on. Finds out that another chick is pulling up, right? So she doesn't like that. She's like, man, Memphis, you know what I mean? This ain't what she's saying, but this is her mentality. Man, why am I not the only one? I'm not enough and all this shit. And she was bad too. She was bad. You feel me? She was bad as hell. But Memphis, he a player. He from Memphis. You feel me? So Memphis, you got a lot of players and P's out there. So he like, hey man, look, you gotta go. I don't care about none of the shit you talking about. I got my other bitch coming through. It is what it is. You gotta leave. She didn't like that, right? So what happened is, actually, before I get into that, let me preface it by saying this. Shorty had a history of mental illness, all right? Memphis, he actually showed me his paperwork. He showed me his paperwork, and she stabbed her mom when she was younger, okay? Her mom survived, but she stabbed her mom when she was younger. She had behavioral issues going up. She was on medication, things like that. So she was like legit unstable, you know what I mean? And which is one of the reasons that led to her demise, in my opinion. But so what happened is she take a knife. She take a knife out of the kitchen, right? And she talking her damn cricket, man. If you hear the cricket in the background, my bad, man. I need to get my house sprayed for crickets, man, because they've been pulling up lately. But anyway, so she pulled out a knife and she threatened Memphis. She's like, man, nah, hell nah. What do you want? I ain't going nowhere. You feel me? And Memphis being who he is, right? Because Memphis is a real street dude. You feel me? Like, he from Memphis, but he moved to Arizona. And truth be told, he causing terror outside of Arizona. How do I know this? Well, we ended up knowing some of the same people, which is another story for another day, about how small, not only how small the prison world is, but how small the actual world is, right? But, so she pulled a knife. So Memphis got the thing on him. He got a 40 Glock. He got a Glock 40 on him, right? He like, bitch, stop playing with me. You feel me? Don't be fucking around me, right? Man, and what happened was she ran up on him with a knife, and Memphis banged her ass. He shot her. Right now, when Memphis shoot her, she hit the ground, and he like, oh shit. And it happened so like he was saying, like, it happened so fast. He just reacted like somebody come out with your knife, you just pop. You're not even thinking like, I mean, I got this thing on me. Somebody run up on me a knife. I'm gonna blame him or her in this situation. So it happened so fast. He thought it was a joke. Like, she acted like she got shot, just fell on the ground. And he said he didn't even see no blood at first, but he poking her like, hey, no, wake up, bitch, stop playing, man. She didn't get up. He realized that he actually shot her. She wasn't getting up. So instead of actually calling the police, you know what I mean? Because, you know, street niggas don't call police. I don't give a fuck what happened. They don't call police. Instead of calling the police, he calls his cousin, tells him what happened. Like, hey, man, yeah, man, show you was tripping, man. I blamed her ass. Man, what should I do? He even tell him, bro, you need to call the police, bro. You need to call police. And he panicking. He like, nah, hell no, I can't call police. So what happens is he panics. He hangs up with his cousin. He tries to stage it like she shot herself. That didn't work. You know, we know forensics and how bullets enter and you know, exit and things like that. So it didn't work, right? But he tried to stage it, and then he called the police. Police come, investigate the scene. Man, long story short, man, they end up booking his ass for it. You know what I mean? So they try to offer him They try to offer him something like either they offered him manslaughter and he got convicted for negligent homicide, or vice versa. I want to pin his shit in my section, man, but I'm kind of iffy about doing that, man. But anyway, he ended up going to trial. You feel me? Ended up going to trial because it was a legit self-defense. But he just panicked, and him being a street nigga, you know, he's not going to call police like that, so he panicked. He tried to straighten up the scene out to make it look like a self-deletion, right? But come to find out, you know, the police ain't going to do their job and learn the forensics. So, yeah. So that's what happened, y'all. So instead of taking this plea deal, I think they offered him like 8 years on the negligent homicide or manslaughter, whatever one it was. He took it to the box. They ended up convicting him. But they didn't convict him on, oh, you know what? I think they charged him with second-degree murder at first. But then they couldn't convict him on that, and they lowered it to a lesser charge in trial. And he was telling me, like, he was like, bro, I didn't even know they could do that in trial. But they couldn't convict him on second degree, but they convicted him on a lesser charge in trial to either negligent homicide or manslaughter. I mean, gave him 15 years. Flat time, he got to do the whole 15. So yeah, that's what happened, man. So, you know, I want y'all to realize, you know what I mean? Because, you know, I might have a wide range of people following me on here. I even have some women follow me on here, which blows my mind. I mean, I've been getting female followers like every day, like at least like one every day for like the past like week, which is crazy to me. You know what I mean? Because my content is for men, but y'all, I just want y'all to realize, you know what I mean, as a player, you out here doing your thing, you feel what I'm saying? You got a rotation of girls and things like that. Hey man, you need to realize that some of these women are not all there in the head. They're not, a lot of them aren't going to be cool with you, you know, having side chicks. Even though you're not committed to them, like this wasn't even Memphis's girlfriend or his wife or his baby mama or nothing like that. She was a single mom, had kid, you know, was fucking with a dude she fucked with, who happened to be a gang member, you feel me? Because, you know, Memphis took to, and he'll tell you, you know, he a vice lord. You feel me? He a vice lord. He got the VL, the Louis Vuitton symbols tatted on his neck, which is vice lord shit. He got his face hit, you feel me? He full-fledged, like Memphis is full-fledged one of them ones. You know what I mean? He one of them ones, and she fell in love with his charisma, his mouthpiece, and his stature just as a man. And he was putting in pain on the streets too, so it just caught up with her because, you know, she didn't realize that the dude that she was fucking with was one of them ones and will blame your ass. Will blame your ass if you run at him with a knife. But it was self-defense, but he couldn't prove it, of course. He couldn't prove it. And fellas, I want y'all to take note of this too, right? You need to have cameras in your house, all right? I have a camera right there in the corner. Right? It come right to my phone. It's motion sensor. So in situations like this, if you want to play around and be a player, you know what I mean, and have a rotation of women, all that shit, man, hey, man, you need to cover your ass, man. You need to have cameras in your house and everything, recording at all times because, hey, ain't no telling if a bitch act crazy and jump bad and try to stab you with a kitchen knife. You know what I mean? If Memphis would have had cameras in his crib and would have called the police right after it happened, he would have beat the case. He wouldn't even have to sit down for 15 years, man. But now he got to spend he got locked down. He was like 27, 26. Now he not getting out until he, you know. Actually, you know what? I'll lie. He doing 85% on 15. He not doing flat time. Because we talked, I remember talking about that. So he got like 12. I think it's like 12. It calculates to be like 12 or something like that. You know what I mean? But now he got to spend his late 20s and all his 30s pretty much in the joint. All because he was dealing with the wrong chick and had other females, and she got mad and jealous when his side bitch was going to pull up, and that's what it was, man. So I'm going to leave y'all with this, man. Be careful who you're dealing with, fellas. Be careful with the women you're dealing with, especially the good-looking ones. A lot of times, you know, because all we as men see is the looks, but you don't really know what's in the mental. A lot of times the bad chicks have been touched on and preyed upon, if you dig what I'm saying, without saying a word, by older men, things like that, and they, you know, they have a lot of issues. You know what I mean? So just be careful who you're dealing with. If you got a rotation, make sure everything is in line. Make sure you're not lying to these girls and things like that. So that way they don't pull a knife on you just because your side bitch is pulling up, man. But hey, it's your boy Ink in your Brain. If you like the video, hit the like button. Definitely subscribe to the content. Subscribe to the channel, if you haven't already. And y'all be smooth and be solid. We'll catch you on the next one.